Welcome to Bayou Time. I'm Jacob DeGate, and I'm now here joined by Chett Chaisson, who's the Executive Director of the Greater Lafourche Port Commission. Thank you very much for joining us, Chet. Appreciate you.
Thank you for having me, Jacob. Appreciate it.
All right. First, talking a little bit about the port, the recovery from Hurricane Ida. Is that still ongoing, or are you pretty much good to go now?
I wish I could tell you that we were good to go and all buttoned up, but that's unfortunately not the case. Internally with the Port Authority, the Port Commission, as you know, we're a public entity, so we work through the FEMA process,
Oh,
which is a
yeah.
long drawn out process, but the ball is moving, and I'm happy to tell you that there will be some progress in terms of bids out and construction here starting in the near future on the many projects that we have,
Yeah.
especially as we come into a new hurricane season starting in less than a month.
Yeah,
We really
that's
need
right around the
to
corner.
button up some of these things. That's right.
And then, of course, you'll get the money back hopefully in 3 years or so from FEMA, probably.
That's correct. That's correct. But we can work through the process and get things up and running. I can tell you though that from in terms of recovery in the port itself and our customers, progress has been made and is continuing to be made, and the port is doing well from that standpoint, and really, doing what it does and servicing the offshore energy industry on a daily basis.
Okay, and what type of projects are y'all having bid out that needs to repairs being done?
So just from our facility standpoint, our administrative office is completely gutted. The roof needs to be fully replaced. Um, and every public facility, every building, every wharf, that the fishermen use or at our boat launch, those were all damaged. We've made some strides on the boat launch itself. As summer comes, a lot of people are going to be out fishing, recreational trawling, and that sort of thing. So there's a lot of work that has taken place there to be able to handle what's coming in the summer. And then we're bidding out. We're going to be bidding out. We're finishing plans and specs now on our administrative office to bid that project out so we can get that back. We're operating out of a temporary office building that we fortunately enough purchased just a year before the storm. So we were able to move in fairly quickly and never lose, work capability for the Port Commission. But those types of things need to continue and move forward so we can be fully, right at 100% of our operations from a Port Commission standpoint.
Yeah, certainly a long process, and again, we hope that this season doesn't bring any more hurricanes to slow that process down even further. One other thing
Absolutely.
that you have ongoing, talk a little bit about the channel deepening and what's going on with that.
So we've moved forward and been authorized to go to 33-foot draft. We were authorized by the Congress in Word of 2020 that was passed on December of 2020. And we're continuing to slowly move the process. That's another process we're working along with the Corps. We've had some funding allocated to finalize the process. We should have that done by September, October timeframe is what we're looking at in working with the Corps of Engineers. And then starting somewhere second quarter or third quarter of 2023, we should be dredging, and that'll take about 9 to 12 months to complete. So by the beginning to middle of 2024, we'll have a fully dredged 33-foot channel.
Okay,
So we're excited about that.
and what depth were you at before that, or right
So
now?
we're authorized to 24 with a +3 advanced maintenance. We're pretty much maintained to a 27-foot draft
Mm.
in all of the Belle Pass, Bayou Lafourche into our northern expansion, and all those areas are going to go to 30-foot authorization with 3-foot advanced maintenance to 33 feet, and we
Okay.
maintain to that level.
And what type of, I guess, benefits or what type of bigger structures can be brought in at that depth?
So So that benefits our current capability. Right now, all of the vessels that utilize the port are developed and utilized at its current limits, right? So what this allows is for more efficient transiting of the port's channels. And we do get some ships that come in, some mini ships, anywhere from 500 to 800-foot ships that come in, and they have to be, they're either we're either their first stop to load up or their last stop to offload, and there's a lack of efficiency there. So that's what we're able to offer with this depth is more efficient capability, and this is also the next step to, or the first step to our section of Belt Pass that we're looking to go to 50-foot draft. So it'll allow us to start there, be more efficient, and then moving forward for a better, deeper 50-foot draft for some new development that we're hoping to embark on in the coming years.
Well, yeah, it certainly will be important for future. That's one thing you always got to plan for is not just maintaining what you got to look to expand, and that certainly looks like it'll help you out some. Talk a little bit about the energy sector in itself. Of course, you got the oil and gas, how that's ongoing, and then a new avenue, I guess, is opening up as potential for development is wind energy. You're hearing a lot of talk about that. If you can give me a little insight on how that affects y'all.
Sure, absolutely. So offshore oil and gas currently is business. We've been in a downturn for a long time now that we've seen, because of different factors, geopolitical factors and things happening around the world, the price of a barrel of oil is elevated, and it's been elevated for a little bit, and looks like it's not going to go down too much. It'll fluctuate a little bit, but it's not going to go down too much in the near future. So that's good for business. It's good for production. So we're seeing some more activity. Every business here in our region is looking for people to work. We have jobs available. That's always a good thing when there are jobs available. Unfortunately, it's hard to find people to fill those positions. But business is, it's not great, right? It's not 2013 all over again. It's a modest time in terms of the business, but it's better than it's been in a long time. So that's a positive, and we always look at the positive. There's new assets coming in the Gulf, new rigs, new production platforms that are going to be coming into the Gulf in the next 6 months or so. So we're seeing some good things there. Unfortunately, we also have really a lot of hesitancy with those oil and gas companies as well, because of the uncertainty with the administration and what they're going to do with the oil and gas industry. We know that there's an appeal taking place right now. There's several states that have filed a lawsuit against the federal government for the lease sale there wasn't a lease sale. Then the courts mandated the lease sale to happen, and then after the lease sale took place, then the courts came back and said, well, that lease sale is illegal, and we're not going to let it happen because of environmental issues. So there's that uncertainty, as well as what's looking like the increase in royalty rates is causing a bit of uncertainty, obviously, in the industry. So that causes growth potential to be stymied a bit. So that's unfortunate. But again, there's still business, and we're going to service, and our customers will service everything that's out there, especially in the deep water Gulf of Mexico and a lot of that shallow water. So we have that service base, we have that market share. That'll continue to happen. As we look towards the future, we understand, I've said this a number of times on this program, is we understand that we need a balanced approach to energy in our country. And so there's a lot of interest right now in offshore wind. Myself and Chett Chaisson and others actually went up to New Jersey for an offshore wind conference just a couple of weeks ago. And there were a number of businesses that you would recognize and people that you would recognize over there from South Louisiana. and from the, you know, the typical oil and gas folks that are interested in servicing offshore wind, because whatever offshore energy there is in the Gulf of Mexico, we can service it. In fact, a number of our businesses here from our region are working in the Northeast in those offshore wind farms. So we see an opportunity there to be the service base for anything offshore energy related, offshore wind being one of them. And our customers do, the tenants, the companies here in our community feel the same way, and they're chasing after some of that work. So it allows us to still be in the energy industry, but it's a diversified energy industry. And then we may also see some other things in terms of LNG here in the port, as well as you know, there's a lot of talk about hydrogen, and a lot of these potential wind projects have some sort of green hydrogen component. So there's a lot of opportunity out there that we're keeping tabs on, and are going to be on the forefront, we believe, on servicing those markets whenever they come.
Right. Another thing, I guess that affects y'all will be, you know, LA1, the ongoing effort to expand that. Can you tell us where that project is at right now?
Yeah, so if you're driving towards Grand Isle or Fourchon or Leeville on a daily basis through Golden Meadow on the 4-lane highway 3235, you will see some work taking place just at the south end of the Golden Meadow Corporation. That is work on the beginning stages of the LA1 elevated highway that's going to cross the levee in that general vicinity in the near future. So again, that project is a multi-agency funded project from it's a, you know, public funding, private funding, local, you know, state and federal dollars as well, in that, you know, nearly $500 million project. So it's truly a collaborative effort to get this project done. Again, it's a 6-year project, and it has started. So we're going to see continued progress throughout the coming years on that project, and we're certainly excited about it from a business standpoint, from a resiliency standpoint, and from a hurricane response and recovery standpoint as well.
Sure, it's definitely an important road that a lot of effort went into, and it's good to see some construction ongoing. Well, thank you very
Absolutely.
much, Chet, for joining us. We certainly appreciate you updating us.
Thank you for the time.
All right, stay tuned for more right here on HTV.